It's Groundhog Day. Just kidding. That's a couple weeks away yet, but you are not seeing weird illusions or anything. We changed the pairings. Puneet will no longer be playing Dave Wiegand. Rob Robinsky once again playing Dave Wiegand, this time to stay alive in the tournament. So hopefully his fortunes can be reversed. He came up to us and said, "Can you please play a sad trombone effect if I get back on the stream?" So chat, help him out. Maybe a sad trombone emoji instead for if Rob has a terrible draw at this point.
By the way, spoilers, Dave Wiegand is the trombone player.
Yes, Dave Wiegand for our trivia earlier. It is indeed Dave Wiegand, the trombonist.
Not to be confused with Stefan Koch, who we saw yesterday, who is a professional tuba player.
Legitimately a professional tuba player.
was
Again, the
freaking
musical,
cool.
the musical talent in this sub community is so cool. The misconception about Scrabble, it's all these word nerds and book readers and English teachers. Like, no, it's math people and the people who can bridge the left-brained math and word memorization and the right-brain creativity. Like those are the top players.
And wouldn't you know, both of your commentators are first and foremost drummers.
Yes, we are.
Though you are more of a drummer with actual music theory from a melodic perspective as a timpanist, right?
I did play timpani in the marching band for all 4 years. I loved it, but no more.
Yeah.
Once you finish high school, nobody wants a timpanist, so it is what it is. Dave to play first. I think we're going to see Thank instantly, 34 points.
Yeah. One of the most painful bingos that's ever been played against me was to a U. Somebody played Thank You. So thank in such a spot where YOU could happen. So as Rob picks up his tiles, which involve 3 Ds in a row.
Oh, do we get the head shake yet? Oh man, yeah, sad trombone sound effect. Get it now. Sad didgeridoo. I'm here for that. Jello mochas. Yeah, all right. And Dave's gonna draw Trepang. Doesn't play right now, but there's maybe a thing he can do. Pregnant is a word. Pargante. Are you pregante?
Preganta. I did get to talk to Rob while we were off stream for a minute. He actually approached me, wanted to get some analysis of the last game, and he asked me if he made any mistakes. And I said, Rob, what is the only play you think mattered that game? He's like, oh, probably Ilya versus Ilya.
Yep.
Well, here's why I played Ilya in the spot that I did. Like, you're right, that is the play. And he basically said he didn't necessarily, or how I interpret it was, he wasn't quite up by enough to feel super confident with the board shape. And so he felt that playing Ilya just gave him more responses should Dave do something good.
Wasn't he winning by 80 points?
So that was my question back to him. Was like, it seemed like you were winning by quite a bit, and his analysis was no. But that was what he was thinking. So I hope that's useful for the viewers. Noting in chat, you could fish for dad jokes.
Pretty close.
Kind of like that.
I'm a fan.
But
you play Jin, DJIN,
I think
Candid, and try to break up these Ds.
Matt Candid.
Or you just play AJI above Think and hold CDDD. I'm here for that. Forget holding U's. How about holding triple D's?
That would be I mean, that would be painful.
It's the second best play in the sim right now, a second to DJIN.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is painful for Rob. This rack is just so inflexible and terrible. He's going to play Addict or Addict.
Interesting. It does set up the J, which is kind of cool. Of course, it's going to give Dave, a pretty easy bingo.
I mean, he already had Pregnant for 94. He's still just going to play.
He had Pregnant for 94. I thought that N in Thank was a T, so I thought he had Pregtant.
Pregante, Pargent. All right, so Pregnant for 94, and Rob makes sad trombone noises.
But hey, he left. Maybe he should just play DJ Addict.
DJ Addict in the house.
So yeah, Rob's gonna want to draw some good tiles, and instead he's drawing GLL I don't even think he
Uh,
wants to look up as
yeah, I know that feeling, Rob.
yeah.
I know that face. Rob at this tournament a couple years ago bingoed 5 straight turns on me, so I'll never actually give him the sympathy. That's nobody's ever done that to me before, and nobody will ever do it again. Because after 4, I will make you leave.
Mm,
But you know, he's certainly had his share of luck, but this is painful for him right now. Ugh.
yeah. He will be able to play, Juga, say, or if he wants to cash his own JA hook, he will be able to score pretty well here,
Yeah,
but still
Juga's.
not where you want to be.
Is it too early for Nduja for 29 from the inn and pregnant?
Probably a little too early, but I have to tell you, if you've never eaten Dusha, it is so tasty. Have you had Dusha before?
No,
Oh, you should. It's
I'm gonna have to look
really,
this up right
really
now.
good. It's like a
Spicy prosciutto,
sausagey
spreadable
spread.
pork
It's spreadable pork
sausage.
sausage. It's like the greatest thing.
Say no more.
It's
Spreadable meat. All right.
it's so tasty. So if you've not had Nduja, you have something to do.
And for those of you NWLers in the chat, Nduja's coming to your lexicon next month as well. The only ND word in the lexicon.
I have to say, the Adam notes Nduja or muffaletta. A muffaletta with Nduja on it. Oh, Kate, if you're out there in the chat, what do you think about that? Anyway, it's just Juga, right? There's no.
I mean, I thought last turn was pretty straightforward DJIN too, and instead Addict came down for 12, so I don't know anything anymore. Time is
Yeah.
a flat circle, the universe is fake, and I have no idea what's going to happen.
Time is like the Earth; it's flat. What? All right, here's Juga.
Okay. 48 points is a good amount of points. 60 to 128. And it's Dave's turn once again. No plays from the J except JINN holding EUE. So I don't know, Conrad, do you still knock out the J or do you grab some equity? Do you just play weenie through the N or through the E and pregnant?
I'm taking out the J. I think the YEEW is gonna score pretty well. I think over future turns. I don't know. There's something about leaving that in space. It's gonna bail him out of too many racks, I think.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like JOLE is so important for him to be able to play next turn. And if
Yeah.
he can remove those options, it feels pretty good. But
Yeah.
EEWY, I don't know.
Yeah. In a close game, I might opt for leaving it open if I'm trying to bingo elsewhere on the board, but I have a lead right now. Yeah, correct. Bingo, Bango, Bongo, Irving, Bowman, Fraley. That is, I think, as far as I know, I think I've heard new things for Irving lately. Muffaletta plus Nduja plus Squid is Muffinduja with Tentacle. Yeah, I agree. So he's got Ewan spelled out now. Ewan is the adjective form of like having yew tree or something, or
Yeah,
made of
made
yew.
of yew wood, so it's
Yeah.
not going to take a back S. It's an adjective,
Yeah.
but he's going to opt not to play that and
Yeah.
do what we thought he would, knock out Jin. Tough turn. I don't think there's right answers to that
Yeah.
turn, just kind of a guessing what Rob has, but Rob's going to make another sad trombone noise as
Yeah.
his easy Joel play is not available.
Yeah.
And I think LOOED plays to the left side of pregnant, making OPA or and DE. That's the standout option here. But
Yeah.
racks like this are where you can take a shot and really try to open the board. So maybe, I don't know, do you play Doodler through the D to the R and just kind of create some other stuff in space?
I like Lude here because it takes out a lot of the scoring spaces. It forces Dave to more likely play and open the board. Rob at any point could draw an R for Readdict, which we see Dave now has. I kind of like Lude here. It actually makes it a little harder for Dave to keep the board tight. I guess he could play next to the A and Addict, but a lot of the time that's going to be a point sacrifice.
Chat suggesting maybe OLEO, Go, and PAL. That's a reasonable option, but I think it makes it easy for Dave to knock out like thanks and
Yeah,
thinking, and you kind of want that S opportunity to sit there forever. Yeah, it's
yeah,
going to be a very high scoring bingo and a rather tough to block one. So I wouldn't play Oleo. I do think LOOED is the right thing to do. Ride that equity train, grab your points, and see where we go.
yeah. And Rob did have it spelled out, so we know he sees it, or I assume he sees it, but he's opting to spend a bit more time here and think. You just want to make sure you're not missing some weird bingo through the N or the T, or I don't know. I mean, even like being able to correctly deduce, or not deduce, but HELLOO of all the different spellings of hello. I know this one's not a word. There's no hello, but there are so many spellings that like you makes you want to think is hellude as a bingo. But and it looks like Olio is going to come down.
Every time I say you shouldn't make a play, I just like coax the players into playing it.
It
So
is pretty funny. So Dave, well, now he's got Yowie. This is interesting place for Dave, right? He can play Readdict, and he's so close to Thank You, which would just be brutal. You have Yowie, the very equity play. I guess you have Paley, EW, and OW now, but think think if you're Dave, do you just slow roll this for a while?
there comes a point where it's like, well, am I just going to score a ton? Or am I going to try to control this board? And maybe, just the way this one's shaped, the two floating Ds and a dict, not likely to go anywhere. I think
Yeah.
maybe we just score a ton and see what happens next.
Yeah.
I think this makes a ton of sense. Just grab points and
Yeah.
whatever.
Interesting here. Dave saved 4 of the tiles for re-addiction. So if he draws an N, we might see a very long word. Rob looked like he was going to bingo, and then his last tile was an X.
Readdiction is not a word.
And re-addiction is not a word. That seems kind of odd, but what do I know?
Apparently nothing.
I'm not
You know
I'm
nothing,
not a
Jon Snow.
lexicographer. Yeah, U saves the U for thank you.
Yeah, it holds on to readdict as a bailout, and maybe I don't know. I don't know. It was a hard turn. There's a lot to think about, but 41 is a ton of points, especially when you're already winning by a bunch. So I think that's kind of what Dave opted to do here.
Yeah. I assume Lex is gonna get played in one form or another.
Lex and Owl. Lex above addict, maybe. Or I kind of like Dex and Axe at the top of this board. Just put that D there and be really annoying about it. Stop. I see that look on your face, Conrad. Stop. Stop.
Not wrong.
Are you looking to play Lex and Owl here, or do you want to try to create some opportunity at the top of this board?
I mean, I would certainly spend some time thinking about it because this is also like a pretty, I would say, kind of pivotal, if you will, moment for the game.
Or maybe instead of Lex, how about EXED and OWE? I think that just gives a little bit more life long term to the board.
It does. I hate not keeping a vowel.
I hate vowels. I don't care.
I
I'll play them
know.
off all day, every day.
Rob will draw 4 more vowels. I think I would just play the standard Lex and move on with my life, but I could certainly see. Yeah, I think that's what I would do. Re-addiction has come up in anagrams before. It's not good. Okay. So I would expect Lex to come down eventually.
I was thinking about Dex. I think Dex would be a reasonable play if
Yeah.
you play it at the top of this board. I think EXED. I think this is just going to be really annoying for Dave to deal with, and he's probably a little sad that Readdict went away
Yeah.
too. I think this is good thinking from Rob.
Yeah.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
I do want to give my my favorite font a shout out, Lexend. So Rob had the rack of Lexends.
Oh boy, Dave can score 45 with thinkers, but that's going to leave AEIO, blow
Ugh.
everything up, put an S in space, and keep this board huge and volatile.
Yeah.
He can address the threat that Rob put at the top of the board by playing
Oh,
AIDE.
Rob, why do you do this to yourself? Why?
I think Rob might just hate himself.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, Rob? just please bingo. Stop drawing this stuff.
On the bright side, he only has the Z left to draw, and that's the one that usually scores the best, especially with Zach's hanging out there. So after Rob plays QI for 11, he can draw the Z.
If Dave
ZE.
plays something like AIDE at the top, Rob will get a bailout QI for 31. But
That's
I
true.
think if Dave is playing at the top, he's playing ODE and not AIDE. He's not opening new lines.
Yeah, doesn't have to worry about setting up the X a second time.
Or maybe Aero and Racks, AERO and Racks. It
Yeah.
creates another bingo line, but like
but it's right. It's okay to open that bingo link 'cause at some point, addicts will open it. There's something to be said for starting to get into that left side to close it. But Dave is going to go ahead and play Thankers. I don't know. What do you think about that one? It's a lot of vowels to leave.
well, I like this play if he draws consonants, and I hate it if he draws vowels. How's that?
Yeah, that's
Non-committal.
yeah. Well,
All right, that worked out just fine. Man, you're going to be able to score very well out of that at least.
Avocado, the plural of avocado.
I think maybe Dave has gone to the school of Macondo and decided I'm going to keep all the vowels all the time.
Mhm. All right, Rob, play QI. Move on with your life.
And why is my Slack icon exploding? Everybody leave me alone. I told you I'm out of office today. Have some respect.
So I take it y'all don't get off for MLK Junior Day?
I'm a contractor. I do whatever I want whenever I want.
Oh, okay. Well, your company.
I don't know the rules.
All right.
QI for 11 is unfortunately what Rob has to do, right?
Yeah.
QIN is not probably a thing you would ever want to do.
No, the I is a
the I is
pretty good,
important to
yeah.
help you bingo, I think, right?
Yeah, and if Rob does pick up another I, he'll still have lenities or whatever.
Oh man, that's so sad because then Dave is going to be able to play something like Cave or Kava with Vax and
Yeah,
not get
or just voiced if he wants to have another front extension
Yeah,
possibility.
just all the extensions all game.
Yeah. Dave now is addictive. Not that you would play that, but
How about re-addictive then?
re-addictive.
I hate it.
I hate
but
it.
I also hated re-addiction, so
I mean, at some point, if you're Dave, I think you want to start playing in column G. That way you can start accessing the rest of the board to maybe try to close it someday or give yourself more opportunities to score points. I don't know. I don't know why. I think Rob should just play QI. What do you think? QI for 11? QI for 11 or QI for 11?
I think probably spending most of my clock on this turn and then playing QI for 11 is a good thing that I'd like to do.
Yeah.
Oh boy, why is there a fire truck?
Yeah, there's
pulled
a
up
fire truck
outside?
came by to tell Rob to play QI for 11, which he has now done.
I hope it doesn't get loud for y'all.
Yeah, thank
Sorry
you.
in advance.
Thank you to our wonderful firefighters for everything they do.
Yes. Anybody can get behind that, I think.
Yeah. And they made Rob play QI for 11, clearly. So
I think he just took some time and gathered his wits and was like, I just need to
there we go.
refocus and
Yeah.
think about drawing a better tile. And he did draw a
opened
much better
which
tile.
is great. He'll be able to get the board nice and wide open, whether it's enlisted in the top left or set lines in the bottom right. That's kind of just what the doctor order.
All right, so voice for 48, and now that Rob gets his bingo, I mean, he's still down so much.
He's still down a lot, but S blank blank Z still unseen, and we know Dave is keeping 2 A's. If Dave doesn't pick up the Z and maybe picks up some bad letters here, like A, U, U, he does get a blank, but
I thought we were looking at like RNA codons or something right
my
now.
goodness, I thought we were looking at some probability formula: A union A exclude A.
Yeah.
Equals 1.
If you're Rob, do you play set lines? I mean, it puts that S in exactly the place you'd want to play it. It's the highest scoring
Yeah.
bingo, but do you need to try to open a triple right now? Like, do you sacrifice points to try to make that happen?
I don't think so, only because you have a bunch of power tiles unseen still, or bingo tiles unseen still, I think you go ahead and see if you can do the bingo bango. A bingo bango is almost as good as a smaller triple triple and
Oh my God, Dave's got to play through this now, right? Awa blocking that S.
Awa
I
seems
think
pretty. Yeah, all things considered. I mean, that's a. I would certainly play Awa. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Dave plays through Awa for 14. Address that S right now. Don't let Rob have an easy, high-scoring bingo bango on 2 triple words.
Though let's not forget, if you don't block that bottom right triple perfectly, Urbanist might come down.
Correct. Yeah.
By the way, Dave did not see your rent.
He did not see your rent. Okay, that explains why he missed VJ. Burrito. Oh, so close.
so
He's got it through the T. Rob wins.
Burrito-y. So close.
It's a relatively niche joke at this point for some folks, but yeah, Burrito is a fun Scrabble after hours variant where the only rule is whoever plays Burrito first wins, and that's it. Nothing else matters.
Except for the time I got really drunk and changed the rules to Burrata.
Okay. Yeah. You got drunk at a Scrabble tournament, Conrad?
No, this was not at a Scrabble tournament. This is some random Saturday in San Francisco.
Random Saturday in San Francisco. Let's get drunk and play Burrata. I'm down.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to do it. So yeah, honestly, not a great pickup for Rob. It was close. It was almost good.
Sad.
So Dave is going to go ahead and exchange, which is actually good news for Rob because now he gets that spot on the right side for himself to kind of, it'll obscure the S, sure, but he's down by enough that scoring is important.
Do you think maybe Erdy and Dexy is a better choice for him? URDY. Set up some front hooks.
Yeah, I could see that. There's something nice about blocking the Z spot as well, to be honest.
Or do you think maybe trying to keep outvoiced is important enough that we don't just play by immediately in the bottom corner?
I mean, BUI seems pretty good to me. I think I would play it. There's still 2 U's left. You don't want to keep a U. I mean, sorry, wait. I thought you did want to keep U's.
We always want to keep U's on stream, but like actually legitimately in this situation, outvoiced is 45 and creates some new dangerous spots on the board. I don't think it's that important though. If it scored 60 instead of 45, I think maybe we're actually holding U's here.
Yeah, I think like keeping it in mind as something that could happen.
I don't think it really matters though. Dave has found great stuff on his exchange. He'll bingo anywhere. He's got bingos to the S, like traders and rotators.
Well, I think he really only has 1 bingo that isn't through there, and I don't think it scores very much. You think he'll find it? Like assuming Rob plays
Yeah,
BUI.
if Rob plays BUI, yeah, Dave only has 1 available bingo actually, and it scores 57. Do you think Dave will find his bingo? Like, what kind of question is that? Are you serious? Yeah, of course, but
can Chad find it?
It will be a sad bingo and a sad Dave, but not really. He's coasting to a victory here.
Kate, if you want to give me more of your muffaletta, I can bring it home to Brandon. Brandon deserves muffaletta.
I mean,
Brandon also says that we should play burrito-y. Burrito-y. Tight Trader has been found in chat. Nice.
Tight Trader, the 1 bingo through the T and pregnant for Dave, assuming by
the old tit radar.
Yes.
Well, B-Sizzle, you can take it up with Kate. I'm happy to bring some. Oh, I'm sorry. Are those your ribs? Speaking of food, Rob could play your ribs. Yes. Also, the answer is yes. Those are my ribs. Over my dead body, will you take my ribs? I also have an entire muffaletta out here, and by entire, I mean Matt and I are going to share it, I guess.
Yeah. It was just muffalettas for days, king cake for days, free beer for days. I love this city. I love this tournament.
Yeah. And when you go home, you can have your ribs.
Take your New Year's resolution and just blow them right out the window for 1 weekend in a New Orleans, but it's
Well,
all worth it.
Well, that's why I'm always like, there's no such thing as a January 1st resolution. Like to me, this is New Year's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. After this, we go back to real life and making the
Yeah.
meaningful changes and
Yeah.
stuff. But Nola, yeah, the hard reset.
So Rob is gonna play Boric. He's gonna try to
Set up the
set up the Y.
Y.
That is clever. Open the board, keeping a U. We know how that ends, but
And now he's gonna get bingoed on for 74 and be sad.
yeah, I mean he's gonna need to. I think you almost don't want to draw a bingo here if you're Rob. You want to immediately draw a play with BY, then draw a bingo. But I think
You just lose.
yeah, this is just too much to come back from.
There is an unseen blank. Maybe if Rob hits a huge Y play and then draws the blank. He's got Bury for a bunch. Whoa. Some high scoring tiles too. You can play Bury if you draw the blank and bingo for 90. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
But you're already down 70. Dave's about to make that 147. Definitely an uphill battle.
definitely an uphill battle.
What bingo do you think Dave is going to play? He's got tractors, traders, and rotators.
I think not. Not traders. Tractors, because you're pretty safe from the Z.
Yeah, you're only really hit
Traders
by
easily
like
to bingo
G's.
with. Yeah.
Tractor probably gives back the tractors probably gives back the fewest Z counters. I mean, rotators gives back even less, but it's more prone to get bingoed on.
Right.
Probably
Wait,
tractors.
Yeah, and this board is so ridiculously open that Dave may not be worried about opening or closing the board, just accepting it.
So rotators is what he opts to play. That makes sense. Don't give up a Z bomb if you don't have to.
Mhm.
And Rob, Barry, or Ruby for 50 points. Also Thummy, Rue the B for 40. But I
Or
think
hubby.
or Hubby. Hey, shout out to mine for 38. But all right, you got Ruby and Barry. It's probably going to be one of those two. Are you
Yeah.
looking to put the R out there or the B out there?
I mean, I think the R, because you'd like to be able to draw plays that end or start with the R, whereas the B, you're more likely to start with the B. So Ruby allows you to still do that.
Yeah, the B is going to make your bingos a little more or a little higher scoring, and
Yeah.
you're going to need a big Hail Mary bingo. But I think, especially with the rather inflexible leave HMT, that doesn't synergize well with that B. And you can go in both directions to or from the R. I think Ruby's the play here. I think Rob agrees.
Shout out to John and Cecilia's cat, Ruby, one of my favorite kitties. Meow. Dave, of course, has drawn the other blank. And we'll almost have Vuvuzela. Quite.
Okay, well, I thought we might have interesting Scrabble, but instead Dave is just going to play the Z for 50 and then bingo next turn.
Yeah.
Whatever. At least we have 2 more games to watch.
Yeah, should we go inside and get an update from some of the other games? I don't know. Pretty exciting. Can we just like kick these two off?
Yeah,
Move
please
to
just
the
like
board?
move this to table 2 and then grab a different board and bring it over here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still would love to optimize a little bit better and just get a second camera and a
Yeah.
second game so we could just cut away from a drubbing like this, but
Yeah, and especially since, it seems like the competitive Scrabble scene has continued to choose to have multiple dictionaries, which means multiple divisions in the US and Canada, could also be worth the investment, right? It's a known variable. We're gonna have 2 sets of Division 1s. May as well just get them both on there. Even if, one rig might be a little bit better, but would be nice to be able to jump back and forth between the two.
it'd be nice if I didn't have to pretend like I cared about the outcome of this game anymore. Like we know Dave's gonna win.
You don't have to. I make it no secret.
Now I just have to fill airtime and keep our viewers entertained.
Yeah.
All right, viewers, what do you want to do?
Any argument for Cave cleaning the rack a bit, holding the Z? That's your question.
No, you tilt Rob. Yeah, look at him nod. Yep. When it rains, it pours. Friggin' Dave doing Dave things.
When it pains, it roars.
Yep.
Question for you in the chat. How do you think
Oh,
football will fare in the SEC in 2024?
well, Texas is back, baby, and that is our conference.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Georgia looks like an absolute juggernaut. Alabama, I know they just lost Saban, but like, how could you ever write that program off with the
Yeah.
amount of money and just the prestige and everything they have? I'm looking forward to it. I, I'll forever have memories of the Big 12 and playing like Iowa State and Oklahoma State and stuff, but I think the writing was on the wall that to be a national contender again, this is a move we had to make. And more than anything else, my great uncle played running back for A&M, and I love the Texas A&M rivalry and the Thanksgiving game and the just infinite trash talking that goes on. More than anything else, I'm just excited that we get to play and pulverize Texas A&M again every year.
Well, there you go. In the meantime, Dave has drawn over gear, and most of Rob's plays through the U will not block. Shout out to a Wanderer 15 in the chat. Okay, prefer hum fed instead of hum med here, but you may not have seen hum fed. Yeah, it could be kind of cool maybe if we did a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter to help build out the access we have to some of the streaming software. I'm happy to keep talking, but yeah, maybe we'll see about that. If anyone wants to set that up, if anyone's interested in contributing, let's make it happen. Be cool to be able to do this more and more tournaments across the country, across the world.
I wish I had Scrabble on the internet every weekend. I've already made it clear I don't watch these streams, but so many of y'all do. It gives you something to do, something to help you multitask. And there's so many incredible players that we
Yeah.
have out there right now. Like, let's get them more FaceTime. Show
Wow.
what they do.
Yeah. And so a rare bingo miss from Dave. I think that is a miss. It's not I don't think
There's
that's a.
nothing tactical about this decision.
Yeah.
This is the third mistake Dave has made in 4 streamed games. This
Oh,
is very
goodness, yeah.
unusual. Like,
Yeah.
actually, legitimately very unusual.
Yeah. He's getting lazy.
And he's still in first place.
And I will say, I now really look forward to the new Will Anderson video. I guess it seems like it's every week now. Lord knows I would love for Will to be streaming again. I know he has, some stuff going on in life like all of us. Just he's a busy beaver. Go Ducks. And I hope we'll see him back, or back on the actual streaming, not just in the chat. Dungy too. I mean, if you want to talk about someone who needs to be making like incredible Scrabble content, my goodness, just a huge investment opportunity for high quality content. Do you know who it is yet?
I do. We
Oh,
talked
you do.
about
Oh,
this
we
one.
did.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Sold me a
Yeah,
baseball.
sold you
I
baseball.
figured
That's
it
right.
out.
Yeah. Please, Dungy, please become a streamer.
That would be so good for
It
everybody.
would be the best thing that ever happened to our community. Sorry, Will.
Hey, let's look at this unseen pool to Rob. He drew 7 consonants, and that's what he missed. Very telling.
Yeah. How can Dave fish for Wiegand? He can't at this point. That's too bad.
R.I.P.
Dungy, we'll let him dox himself if he would like, or someone will just go ahead and do it for him.
But you know what? I just thought of the most entertaining thing we can do. Fortune cookie time, baby.
Oh, so Jesse Day had a fortune cookie fortune as he sat down to stream the game with me yesterday, and his fortune was so perfect for like a Scrabble tournament, and yet he didn't really want to say exactly what it was. But look at yours. I'm not going to read it because I don't want it to. I don't want to spoil it. But the first
word is words. So, and these are fortune cookies homemade with love by Lila. They're incredible, and I'm sure she makes these fortunes up herself and puts them in there. So I can't wait to eat this thing. But
and everyone wants the ASMR content too.
Everybody wants to hear me crunching on this crunchy fortune cookie.
Yeah, let's have some mid-game mukbang.
We might have to go to Muffaletta Cam too if we spend any more time on a game that is just horrible.
Yeah. We feel for Rob. He doesn't deserve this, but he is, I think, rightfully going to throw in the towel here. Down 200.
Hey, he might pick up OU into that tee and get
Yeah.
out voiced
Yeah.
finally. That'd be one small happy moment. And he knocked out Wave, Dave's best play probably.
Yeah.
This wind is effectively going to knock Rob out of contention for defending his title. But again, he's won this thing before. He's a very, very solid player, and just one small mistake last game and several terrible draws this game. And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yep. And Rob would probably tell you that it wasn't a mistake.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, he was kind of the, and we don't really have awards in Scrabble per se. Comeback player of the year. Started out with 2 big wins, almost took down another win in the Champions Cup. He came down to the last couple of games where he also beat me. I don't think I beat Rob like a single time. No, I played him 3 times in this tournament, but yeah. I don't know. I think Dave should make a play that does anything.
I think Dave should use the other 11 minutes off of his clock because I don't want to get out of here in any rush, and I don't have a flight at 3:45 that I have to catch. So let's just keep going, take as long as we can.
Yeah. Well, Dave has decided to play short and go for the additional bing, but despite Rob having blocked dilution, he did draw the O and the U for outvoiced. So you will get some points here, and Dave has drawn FU, which he puts out in the chat so that we all know how he feels about us.
Does Collins have waifu?
No.
I would have switched if they did.
No.
Missed opportunity.
No. F.
And what was your question about enticing young people to the game? How else except adding waifus?
Well,
to Scrabble.
I mean, ooh.
Okay, ooh is going to bring a certain demographic in for sure. But I think waifu would bring in an even wider demographic.
Waifu. Waifu. I mean, yeah, even just adding Riz, that's,
Is Riz not even in Collins yet?
No.
I remember
RIZ is, but not RIZZ. It's like, really?
I was slightly intoxicated and decided to switch to Collins the night before this tournament began several years ago. And I was bagging somebody. I don't know who it was. I bagged so many people that tournament. It was incredible. But I was bagging somebody, and I had RIZ for like 90. And I sat there for 7 minutes because I could not convince myself that it was a word. And then finally, I'm like, I have to try it. It's 90. And my opponent didn't even blink or hold. And I'm like, I'm so good at Scrabble, man. Yeah, baby. That's got to be like the most tilt-inducing thing ever. Is your opponent sits there for 7-9 minutes and then plays Riz for 90. Whoops, sorry. I made so many people very upset because I had no idea what I was doing and just drew like every blank.
Yeah.
Went 9-9 or 10-10 or something anyway.
Derek_G has the same one that drives me crazy. Shoujo is good, but shonen isn't. That's an odd one for the outweebs in the house.
Okay, outvoiced, little nodding from Dave, little over the table banter.
Yeah,
we're just talking right now. Maybe we should let them do the commentary on their game instead.
Probably should. Yeah,
bring the headsets in there at this point.
Yeah.
They've got more exciting things to say than us.
Yeah. And so it is worth noting here, like Dave is actually, I think, trying to play the best end game, noting that oiling is an outplay.
Yeah, he needs to. I mean, spread matters. He needs to do what he
Yeah.
can. Playing wise is apparently optimal end game.
Yeah.
You can do that too, I guess.
And I think, and I don't know, maybe Davis decided that he's not taking the end game seriously and is just keeping the U for memes. Is
Yeah,
Dave
keep the U.
is Dave just memeing us at this point? I don't know.
Yeah. I think I may exunt real quick and try to find another player to interview. There's not going to be an interesting post-mortem at all in this one, so I
Yeah.
think we just skip that step. So I will go try to find somebody fun and let them talk to the people. We're probably going to have a lengthy break between games once again, as we've got to get every result slip in from every division before pairings can be done.
Yeah.
And then we have to go complain about the pairings for several minutes.
Yeah.
So I'll find someone fun. There's a lot of fun people here who y'all can talk to.
Yeah.
And until then, Conrad, behave yourself.
Yeah. You can grab John Karras if you want over there. He's running the Word Cup. We could get a little shout out for that, perhaps.
I had way too much caffeine feeling good bar.
Well, you just told like a lot of people that. Well, I'm on the live stream right now, John Karras. Anyway, we're gonna try to bring John Karras on the stream for a sec here as the director of the. You don't have to if you don't want to. As the director of the upcoming Word Cup, Rob has gone ahead and played INDI and QIN, and that is going to end the game and end Rob's run at a repeat.